What up, world? We're 18 back at it again. Welcome to the episode. Today we're talking about one of the weirdest, wildest, and most star-studded comedies ever made. Movie 43. A film so strange you swear someone made it in a dare. It had every celebrity you can name, and yet no one wants to admit they were in it. This is the story of how Hollywood created a comedy so unbelievable it became legend. So I watched this movie for the first time the other day. This shit was fucking hilarious. I was scrolling through one of these fucking apps and a clip came of Terrence Howard talking about it was a basketball scene. I was like, what the fuck is this? I've never seen this scene in any movie before. So I looked up the movie and I found it was on Prime. Oh my god, this shit is so fucking funny. It's fucking one of the funniest movies I've seen in a long time. It came out in 2013. I can't believe I missed it. And the reason why I missed it is, I guess, because Rotten Tomatoes gave it like a 4. And there's no fucking way this movie should be a 4. It is hilarious. And it has so many stars in it. So I'm going to be talking about this movie. Let me know in the comments what you think of it, if you've seen it before, and if you haven't. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share. You're now watching How Movie 43 Happened. So how did this thing happen? Movie 43 was an anthology, basically 15 mini shorts stitched together by different directors, each with their own wild concept. It was supposed to be a dark comedy sketch movie, like Kentucky Fried Movie for a new generation. But instead of just a few comedians, it had A-list actors. Kate Winslet, Hugh Jackman, Naomi Watts, Emma Stone, Gerard Butler, Halle Berry, and Terrence Howard. The pitch was simple. Famous people doing unbelievable things, and somehow everybody said yes. This movie is so funny. Yes, there's some dead parts where it's not that funny, but the overall movie is hilarious to me. I kept laughing. That shit had my stomach hurting how hard I was laughing. And I didn't know what I was getting in when I watched it. Like I said, I saw the clips, from those clips, you didn't really get anything. Like I said, I saw the Terrence Howard clip, and what I saw was the over the top of his speech and how he was talking to him.
As long as y'all out there on the floor, you're gonna score more points than them. That's just how basketball works. Cut that goddamn slow crap shit out. Drives my motherfucking patience. Go out there and win.
But I didn't understand that the whole movie was like that. And I didn't know that all these different actors was in it. It was just an eye-opening movie, and it was so funny, and I was surprised that Rotten Tomatoes gave it such a low score, and critics hate the movie. But they don't really critics don't even really like comedies anyway, so I don't really take much heed into what they say about movies like this.
Referees had no choice but to call a technical foul, sending young Bobby Lee Mayflower to the line for the most dramatic moment of the contest.
The cast just shocked everyone. Nobody was ready for the cast list. It was like the Oscars met Jackass. You got Hugh Jackman on the day with Kate Winslet, and he got a pair of balls on his chin.
I mean, not a big deal at all. It's just, what is the story there?
When I was 6, I fell off my bike and I landed on the sprinkler head, and they had to stitch me up at the hospital seats. It's just a scar, right?
That shit was fucking hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing at that. Halle Berry playing Truth or Dare and actually doing it.
Okay, see that blanket over there? I want you to blow out his candles before he gets a chance to.
I can't do that. That's cruel.
Happy birthday, may all your dreams come true. Happy birthday from all of us to you.
Terrence Howard as a coach screaming about basketball history.
One of them might dribble with his left hand all the way down the lane and then go up for a left-handed layup, and you know what's gonna happen then? Your black ass is gonna swat that shit, jump over his cracker ass, and dunk in his goddamn face. How many fucking times do I have to tell you? You're black, they're white, this ain't hockey.
Each sketch felt like a celebrity playing against type. And that was the whole point. Every actor seemed to be in on a joke, but the audience, not so much. Half laughed, half just stared. I guess I was a half that laughed. So I looked up the Rotten Tomatoes score, and it was a 5% Rotten Tomatoes score by critics, and a 25% Rotten Tomatoes score by the audience. That is certified rotten. But I don't think this movie is rotten. I think this shit is funny. It has a lot of funny parts. Like I said, it has a lot of parts that's not funny, but the overall movie is fucking hilarious to me. And the whole the Kieran Culkin scene was super funny with Emma Stone. I mean, is it Emma Stone? Emma Stone? Is it Emma Stone? Yeah, Emma Stone. I don't even know what the fuck was I thinking. That whole scene was hilarious.
You look like you bathed in a dumpster behind the abortion clinic.
You look like the kid who got cancer for Christmas.
You look like the slutty one on the Golden Girls.
Dorothy.
Blanche.
You take that back. You son of a bitch! Take it back! Take it back!
And I can see why the critics didn't like it, but I don't understand why the audience gave it a 25%. That's fucking ridiculously low. I think it should have been at least a fucking 60. Why was it so controversial? When movie 43 hit theaters, critics called it unwatchable, offensive, and a career killer. It scored 4% on Rotten Tomatoes, but here's the thing. It was meant to offend. It was a throwback to shock comedy, gross out, weird, and self-aware.
There's something I want to ask you.
There's something I'd like to ask you.
Oh, okay. You go first.
No, you go first.
No, you first.
No, you first.
How about we say it at the same time?
Okay.
1, 2.
Will you poop on me?
What?
Will you poop on me?
But by 2013, audiences weren't used to that anymore. What was supposed to be edgy ended up feeling awkward. And that's the crazy part. For a movie everyone claims to hate, everyone still talks about it today. I don't know if everybody still talks about it today, but this movie was funny. And actually it went up from 4% to 5%, so I guess the critics like it a little bit more today than they did 12 years ago. But it was still funny. It was so funny to me. I don't understand why they would call it career killer when they had Oscar award winner fucking Halle Berry in this movie. I think Terrence Howard got nominated for an Oscar. Fucking Emma Stone won 2 Oscars. Hugh Jackman got nominated for an Oscar. They had so many fucking people that Kieran Culkin won an Oscar last year. So it's not a career. It wasn't a career killer. I don't even know why they would say that. It was a comedy that they just didn't get, and a lot of people didn't get. I got it because it was funny. But I found it very funny. I found it different to see these people in a different role like that. I know Emma Stone's been in several comedies, but it was still different to see a lot of these characters that don't normally play these kind of roles be super funny like that. Good, the bad, and the so bad it's funny. Some skits were outright painful. Others hilarious in that what am I watching way. The Terrence Howard basketball skit, funny. The Hugh Jackman scene, legendary. The animated cat segment, nightmare fuel. It was a roller coaster, and that's what made it fascinating. Every sketch felt like a different era of comedy, from 2000 shock humor to 90s absurdism. It was a mess, but it was original. What I didn't like was the kid and the brother and a friend. I think they brought down the movie. I thought it was interesting that they went to the computer for these different sketches, but I thought they were the bad part of the movie. Everything else in the movie was good, but they really, especially the little kid was terrible in my opinion.
Falcontron?
It was the most elite search engine on the internet. Only 50 humans have access. 12 are heads of state.
So how you have that?
But like I said, the actors that they picked and the sketches were hilarious. They were all good. The kid and the 2 brothers or the 2 friends or whatever, not so much. They could have did without that. But I guess they had to bring them to take them to the story, I guess. But I thought they were the part that really bring out the movie. Like every time they went from a sketch back to them, I was like, fuck, I don't want to listen to these fucking clowns. But I think that's what the critics didn't like. I think the critics didn't like those guys, and they thought they brought down the movie, in my opinion. The cult status. Over time, something weird happened. People started revisiting movie 43. It became a cult film. It's so bad it's good kind of movie you can't stay away from. YouTubers review it. TikTok clips go viral. And you can't deny the cast alone makes it a time capsule of Hollywood in the 2010s. Maybe it was a disaster, or maybe it was Hollywood's biggest inside joke. Like I stated a couple times, this movie was funny as fuck. The kid, the brother, and the friend brought the movie down a little bit, but the actors that they had in the movie, they played their roles perfectly. It was funny. All those sketches hit for me, especially the fucking Hugh Jackman sketch. That shit had my stomach hurting like for 10 minutes. It was so funny and over the top. My girl was like, what the fuck are we watching? It was just everything that I like in a comedy. I'm that kind of guy that likes those fucking over the top stupid comedies, and this was right in my will alley. Is that the word? Will alley? Wheelbarrow? I don't even know the fucking word for that, but it's right in the area where I like my comedy. What this movie says about comedy. If nothing else, movie 43 reminds us that comedy has no rules. What's funny to someone is uncontrollable to others. It's a risk, and sometimes you end up with a chaotic masterpiece that people can't stop talking about. Good or bad, movie 43 was one of the last big studio comedies that tried to push every button possible, and it did fearlessly. I don't remember any good comedies since that time period, actually. I can't think of anything off the top of my head. I don't remember when The Hangover came out. But there's not many comedies that like to push it that far anymore. And that sucks because I love comedy like that. I love raw comedy that says anything and does anything. And shit is funny to me. A lot of people need to get out their own asses and just laugh sometimes. And those comedies aren't made anymore today, which fucking sucks. Maybe like in the movie theaters, that is. So I don't know if a movie like this will ever be made again, but to have this movie made and to be rated such low and still be funny, it's crazy. And it's crazy because people find this movie and they find out it's not as bad as the fucking critics said it was. The critics tried to bury this movie for some reason. It still got out to people. It's super funny. And if you haven't seen it, you should definitely check it out. You'll get at least one laugh. Movie 43 was a mess, a miracle, a moment in Hollywood you can never forget. It was a reminder that comedy can still be weird, bold, and completely out of control. If you remember watching this and thinking, what did I just see? You weren't alone, and that's what makes it a cult classic. That's gonna do it for the video. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you think of movie 43 if you're watching it, if you've watched it, and if you are going to watch it. Remember to comment in below. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, share, and all that good stuff. You can hit on anybody else's channel and you decide to watch mine. Thank you for giving me 5-10 minutes of your time. Time is very valuable. There's only 24 hours in a day. And you gave me a couple of minutes, and I hope I didn't waste your time. Have a good one. I will get at you guys on the next one. You've been watching